Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. This is Angular 10 full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, we are going to learn how to design your Angular application, or you can also think of this as your application app blueprint, right? And what I'm going to share with you is the knowledge I have accumulated over a period of years working as an architect in various large complex enterprises on Angular. I'm sure this will help you to design your applications better and architect them in a way which are scalable and performance wise absolutely amazing. Let's get started. This is part 11 of the complete playlist. Make sure you check out. I have planned around 100 tutorials for you, which includes live project and code explanations. The code and the notes will be updated in the GitHub link. So make sure you check out the description box below so that you have access to all the notes and code. Alright, so far we have seen the 10 episodes on your screen right now that you're seeing. These are all the topics we have covered in detail, and I'm sure you have gone through them. If not, make sure that you have gone through them because I have covered each and every topic in detail for you to understand and master it. Today we are focusing on Angular app architecture. This is episode number 11. Alright, so today we are going to talk about an Angular application blueprint. So all or I would say majority of the enterprise applications are built on modular based architecture, right? Angular itself encourages modular based architecture. So what do we mean by modular based architecture? Which means that we just don't randomly create components, right? We'll cover what is component, what is module in the coming sections, but for now today understand that Angular is made up of components, right? Everything that you see is a component. Over a period of time, as your complexity increases of the application, so will be your components, right? And it would become really difficult to manage, maintain, or extend that kind of code base, right? It's not worthy of it because you'll spend a lot of time debugging, fixing, and it's just not worth it maintaining so many components randomly. Also, you will certainly like to build more than one app, right? In any complex enterprise setup, you would have more than one applications which will want to share common shared components, right? So you also need a repo or a facility through which you can share the components, right? And like I said, your app, your repo will not have only one app, right? Rarely you will see any enterprise application running on a simple thing which has only one app. So you have provision where you can have multiple apps inside the same repo, which is what we call it as monorepo, right? So now let me give you a detailed blueprint of how your um, application should look like. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to draw a rough copy here. So you see this is for your reference. This is how the Angular default application folder structure looks like. We have explored this in the previous episode, so make sure you have seen that to understand each and everything in detail, right? So now when you open, usually what happens is you'll have a source app, right? Inside source folder you would have the modules, right? Now these are modules. Now you don't have to necessarily name them modules. Now for example, let's say in our case we are building a CRM application, right? So if you are building a CRM application, in the source I will have something like this: contacts, then users, then orders, then leads, reports, settings, profile. So these are all modules, right? These are all modules. Now what is a module? Module is nothing but a base where you group your components together, right? For now that is what should be your understanding. I'm covering modules, components in the next episode in detail, so don't worry about that. So here you'll say add contact, which is a component, edit contact, and then delete contact, view contact, right? So see, these are all components which are grouped together inside a module, right? So this will be your module, right? These will be your components inside module, right? So what we do is we always try and create modular based application. So that means whenever you get a new functionality or a feature, you can create it as a module, right? Now the advantage of this is that it's easy, right? Now you can easily maintain it here. Now you can say add user, etc., so on and so forth, right? So see, anything to do with contacts is under this module. Now tomorrow in your settings, if you do not want to display any particular or say, let's say you have one more shared folder, right? Shared. Now here you will have something called auth, right? Which are all shared modules or shared components, right? So that way all of these components and modules, when they want some code which has to be reused, right, that will be placed under shared, right? So these will be your main modules. Inside that you'll have your components, and then you'll have some shared repo, and then you'll have something called services. Now this folder will have all the services, like you'll have contact service.ts, then you'll have user service, right? So these are all services, which what is service, again we'll come back to it, but for now understand services are nothing but these are the HTTP related code, or you can say reusable code or features or functionality. All right. That being said, now once you have this modular structure, you have your shared components, you have your services, then you will have also have something called, so once you have this, then you can also have something called APIs or mock data or assets, where you will have images, mock data, etc., right? Now this is how your application architecture should look like, right? This is an ideal case where your applications is modularly organized, and your components are inside modules, and you have everything shared, whichever is common. You have your services in one place, right? So let's try and refactor our app accordingly, right? So we will do all of this in the next episode, where we learn modules, but for now this is the high level understanding of blueprint of an Angular application that you should have, right? There can be more extension to it, right? It based on the complexity. Like if you want, if to have some common directives or pipes, you'll create a pipes folder, right? Like for example, let's say highlight pipe, right? So you will have pipes in one place, directives in one place. So this way your code becomes easily manageable, right? Anybody who joins your team or wants to extend the project or application can easily do it without um, any headache. Now also remember, in a large team you will not work only on one particular thing, right? Let's say orders. Now this is a complex module, there can be multiple people working on it. So when you work in this setup and this architecture of folder structure, your application becomes easily maintainable and customizable, right? So there will be less defects. Basically it would be very very easy for you to manage your application and code. All right, so that was all I want to cover today. In the That's about a blueprint that we will do. So we will use this blueprint to build our CRM system going forward, right? So that's why I thought I'll cover this topic, because starting next episode I will start modules, which is a very very integral part to what we are discussed today. Make sure that you follow along, and we will be doing modules in the next episode and start building our application also parallelly. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next episode. Again, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you like my work and tutorials, please consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/arc tutorials. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next episode.